Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thomas. Welcome to Life Sucks So What. Today we have my good friend.
Mustafa, your good friend.
My good friend. I lost your name.
Because it's such a losable name, right?
It's unique, but I just.
I don't like the word
sometimes-
unique.
You don't like the word unique?
Because there's like a rapper named Baby Unique or some shit.
Is there actually?
Or like a TikTok person named Baby Unique. You don't know that?
No, I don't know that.
She's like just
What does
trash.
he do?
No. She's just like a Instagram
is
wannabe
it-
rapper or some shit like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Baby Unique. I'm pretty sure there's a. That's why I don't say unique. Okay, so go again.
Go
just
again.
don't say the word unique.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Life Sucks So What.
Okay.
My name is Thomas.
Yeah.
Today we have my good friend Mustafa.
Mustafa, Big M.
He's special.
Yili.
What does that mean?
Last name. Yilmaz.
Yilmaz,
So then
yeah.
you cut out the MA. Yili.
Oh,
And just
okay.
add another I.
Oh, yeah.
Yili.
We're trying to stay hip.
Yeah.
So how's your week this week?
Fuck. Work. I'm on a diet.
You're on a diet. How's that
Yeah.
going for you?
Dude, it's actually been fucking sick.
Yeah.
I lost like...
Are you on like those like fat burners?
No. So I lost like 12 pounds right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like on a... Like it's a calorie deficient diet, but it's anabolic. Like, so what that means is... Like there's this guy on YouTube called Remington James.
Okay. No idea what he is.
It's just the name of the channel, the guy. And he makes these crazy diets, right? Where it's like you could still have pizza, this, that, whatever, but it's just with different ingredients. So I'm like, I took everything out of the house.
Yeah.
So I have like almond flour if I want to ever bread anything.
How did your girlfriend think about that? Then?
Oh no, she wants to lose weight too.
Oh.
So we're both
gotcha.
in it
So
together.
you're okay. That makes it easier.
Yeah. So other than that, work, been going to the gym. Everything's pretty good, man. I can't complain. Work's always work. But
Yeah.
well, fuck, what can I do, right? Like, what about you though? You had your interview yesterday. How'd that go?
I did. So it was tough. It was a tough one. So I just to put things in context, I've already had the initial interview. So I had one already.
How'd that go?
I think it went amazing. Like I think so it's the job position, just so everyone's clear, it's a non-technical project coordinator position.
Yeah.
Within a tech company.
Yeah. And what was your experience beforehand?
So I've been working in project management for like the past like 4 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Combined it's probably like 4 years, but it's like on and off. But anyways, so everything that they've listed in terms of the job responsibilities, I'm like, yeah, I can do like it's easy money.
Piece of cake, right?
Easy money.
Yeah.
Like no problem at
Just
all.
spit
whatsoever.
on it.
Yeah.
Job well done.
Just a little no problem at all. So the first interview, I thought it went great. Answered the questions in my best abilities. I'm not afraid to talk to like employers. I've been on the other side of an employee.
Because you're that managing role, right?
Yeah.
You
So
know.
I've hired people. People have hired me. Blah blah. Like I'm kind of used to it. Like I kind of have like my own standard of like I have my own perception of like how an interview should go.
Yeah.
It's not really just for you as an interviewee to be sitting there like on the other side of the table being roasted.
Exactly.
It's you also not you don't have to roast people back, but like you also it's your chance to really get to understand the job and see if that's something
Inspect
you wanna
someone, take them down layer by layer
do.
and see, right?
Exactly. And I mean, a lot of times like there's so many different types of interview like styles, right? People will try to like purposely scare you. People will try to throw you all these curveballs left, right, and center.
I love the intimidation ones.
Yeah.
Where it's just like what's good, like just some BDE energy.
Yeah.
Like
No.
what's good.
But the funny thing is that's exactly what happened to me.
At
My
your first one?
second interview. Second interview.
Same guy or different person?
It was a completely different person.
Okay.
This person is like upper management.
Yeah.
But anyways, first interview went amazing, went great. Second interview, it was in person now.
Okay.
I'd say it's my first like COVID like interview. Like that's like first in person interview during like COVID times.
So first one was on Zoom. This one's in person.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Gotcha.
it's really like I've in some ways like even though I've been looking for jobs like for a while now, as well as like I've had in-person interviews, like having like kind of not done interviews for a while.
It just felt weird, right?
It felt weird, and
just that human connection of talking to someone in
exactly.
person, and you're actually it's a serious topic because you're trying to make an income,
exactly,
and go into that field. But yeah,
exactly.
I get you.
So, anyways, we went there. I literally I forgot how confusing downtown Vancouver was. I spent so much time looking for that building.
Well, didn't you Google map it?
I did, and it brought me to like across the street, and I walked around this one block like
Yeah.
3 times. And then for some reason, the last time I was like, you know what? Maybe I should, look up and look around me instead of looking at my phone. And then I realized like, oh shoot, the building's actually across the street from me,
And
not
I just
on this
walking around
block.
in circles like
Yeah,
an
so I was like, okay,
idiot.
well, across the
my
street.
God. So you were already fucked with the mind state of going into
Yeah,
that interview, pretty
yeah.
much, right? You're like, I fucked up. The bridge going in was retarded.
Exactly.
Can't even find this building.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you were just screwed.
I was, yeah, definitely. I think that the pregame, the pregame mentality wasn't really there, right?
Yeah, okay.
And then kind of going in there, and it's like my first time. Like, I think I told you I'm trying to make like a switch in industries.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get out of my old industry, which is in like trades and construction,
Mm-hmm.
and explore more in sort of tech or finance.
But you're still using the same characteristics that you're good at.
Yes. Yeah.
And just into it. Okay,
Exactly,
I get you.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like definitely, like I like project management as
Yeah.
itself. Like I don't think that I would swap out of it and all of a sudden be like a business analyst or like or a mortgage broker or
Yeah,
anything
I
like that.
get
Like,
you.
like I want to still stick in that field because it's something that gives me fulfillment.
But as a project manager, do you also fire people as well?
Yeah, you do. It depends on the authority that you have.
Do you have any firing stories?
Do I have any firing stories?
Like as a project manager, you probably have like a couple.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's I have a couple, and the most awkward ones that I've kind of come across is always the friends, like
Oh,
hiring
that's-
friends.
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, that's
like
the
just
worst.
the awkward, like, because like I'm someone that, like, if it's within working hours, whether
Yeah.
you're a friend to me or not, like I don't like using authority. Like it's not like positional power. Like
But
I
at the
don't.
same time, I hate having like you have work friends, right?
Yeah.
But then the power of like me, then or let's say I hire someone in and they're a friend, and then I have to go with that due diligence of like, oh, dude, like I'm a friend out of work time. I'm friends with you,
Mm-hmm.
but during work there has to be that professional dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, if you're not keeping up with your end of the bargain, especially you as a project manager, you're like.
It just makes,
sayonara.
and the
Like,
thing is,
jeez.
like I would say most of the time, like upper management knows that they're my friends because
Yeah.
I referred them in directly.
Yeah.
So there is that pressure of like, okay, well, you need to, they're your friend.
Yeah.
But you also need to make sure that like the promises that they're delivering their promises and expectations of the company.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, which is hard. Like
Yeah.
I had one where when I first ran my own like student business,
Yeah.
I hired one of my friends, and like I love the kid.
Yeah.
Like I always say to anyone, everyone, like if you're my friend, I love you. Like,
But is he somewhat intelligent? Honest?
no.
Okay, there you go.
Like, but
So,
okay.
okay.
But the thing is, here's the thing. Like, I believe in that. Like, people are intelligent. Like, you can't be all knowing.
No, but
Right.
like to the point of like I'm like, do they have common sense? Can they fulfill the roles of the job that you need them for?
You see that, and but even given that said, like there are times where like I've seen people where like in certain situations, like it's like, oh yeah, like they're behaving in a common way, they have common sense.
Okay.
But then you put them in a different situation, and all of a sudden all that's gone. So
Yeah,
so it's very
okay.
it's situational based, right? So anyways, the issue with hiring friends, like I won't go into like specific firing stories, but they all kind of like are relatively sour. Like,
Yeah.
like it's when it comes to friends, it's kind of like, how do you word it so that like you're talking to them in like as a professional,
Yeah.
not necessarily as their friend.
Exactly.
Because like no matter what, like if I ran my own business, if I'm your manager and I hire you, like you're still my friend.
Yeah.
It's just you're not. I have to fulfill my expectations set by upper management. So then if you don't fulfill that, then I need to take the brunt. Like you don't.
Yeah.
Like it's like, do I? In some ways, like, do I want to be a part of like collateral damage, which is like you screw up my projects and then I screw up my own like reputation and I get fired?
Yeah.
Or do I want to limit that collateral damage and take care of?
Well, to me, it sounds like you're the perfect project manager. So, what happened at the interview? What couldn't they see at that?
So essentially, I think it's a little bit of like when I look back to it, like I mean, it's still relatively fresh. I'm still reflecting on it, but when I look back to it, like first of all, it was a non-technical project management role.
Yeah.
but it was for a technical sector, right? So I went in there. I had just very basic and fundamental knowledge of what the sector was about and what the company did.
But why don't you stick with what you know? Why'd you go with tech then?
Because the thing is, I want to take my project management skills and go into tech with that, which is like days.
Is that
like
something you desired, or was that just the only job you could find at the
No,
time?
no, that's something that I wanted to do. I
Okay,
wanted to
cool.
go into the tech sector.
So you want to make like the next OnlyFans and be the project of it?
Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
100%.
Fuck yeah. Okay, there we go.
I want to manage all those OnlyFans accounts.
Yeah, like I want to be the only next fan manager. I want to be the next
Exactly.
ex hamster or whatever you want to say.
Was it XXX videos?
Yeah, that too.
But anyways, to answer your story, to continue kind of giving you a better description of it.
Yeah.
The first interview was purely about my project management skills.
Yeah.
Which was completely fair. It fit the job description. The only thing that was missing was, technical knowledge or like technical knowledge in that field.
Yeah.
So like in IT or tech and etc.
Yeah.
When I went in that interview, I thought I was like, like they said it was an hour and a half long interview. I was like, like I wonder what it could be about, because like it's typically I've heard that like in tech interviews in the tech industry, the longer interviews typically require like a skills test, but that's only for if you're applying for a technical role.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I don't know what to expect. They never really gave me what the second interview was about.
Yeah.
I just expected that because I interviewed with the person that is first person I interviewed with. He was a manager as well.
Yeah.
But he was trying to offload some of his tasks. That's why they created this new position.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming that this next person that I interviewed with, he was his manager. And
Pretty
I guess
much,
he wanted to just kind of get
literally, he's the tech guy. I just need someone to task everything, which is you.
Exactly
what you do. Okay.
So I kind of walked in there, kind of gave an introduction about myself. Told him how, if you guys are looking for a project manager or project coordinator, like my skill sets do fit in that. And I was super honest. I was like, hey, look, like I don't have any technical background.
Yeah.
But if you look at my transcript and you look at I can tell you what I do outside of school and outside of work.
Yeah.
I have invested time into learning some technical skills like coding,
and you don't just have the academics; you actually have the work experience behind it.
Yeah.
Which is fucking A1. So you.
Exactly.
So what couldn't they see out of all this?
I think so. They, in some ways, I think. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
In no way is this reflective of what they may think. But I think in some ways there were fear in terms of like, well, you don't have a technical background, and everyone in our company, most people in our company come from a technical background.
Yeah.
So how would you be able to work with them? And I was like, well, how do you think I got at my job as a project manager? I had to learn how to work with different cross-functional teams.
But it sounds like they were disorganized though, because literally the guy is offloading key roles that he needs a project manager for.
Yeah.
And then this guy's like, oh, but you don't know anything about tech. But bro, am I retarded? Or is this like the first guy is literally saying, yo, I have all the tech skills. I just need you to project manage.
Yeah.
And then this is the guy that you have to do. Like you just walked into a shit show then.
Well, in some ways, like I was definitely like taken off guard. And I think like the whole time it was like a challenge, because it was a balance of dealing with my emotions, as well as in some ways like fighting for a chance of like, hey, look, I'm qualified, but right now you make it seem like I'm not qualified, right? And
so you're trying to sell yourself, which I feel like sometimes
but it's
you don't
also
have to
like
do though.
Well, no, of course.
Like you're like, okay, yeah, I sold myself to you, like I can, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's like you're not making it any desirable for me at all. You're just making me frustrated, and you're just like, you're just holding it in. You're you're constipated. You're constipated throughout the whole entire time.
I felt like there's just so much. Like I wanted to like just yell something. Like, but anyway, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, but what was interesting was for me. So going through that whole interview, first of all, I wasn't really asked like any specific questions.
Yeah.
It was always like he gave me a scenario, and then he was like,
"What was the scenario?"
Now prove yourself, right? Like,
okay. Well, what was the scenario?
One of the scenarios is like, dealing with like challenges and stressful situations and all that kind of stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, and the thing is like, I I have a bunch. Like, I mean, as I'm sure you've worked with project managers.
Yeah.
You've heard about project management.
I hate them, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But no offense to you.
They're not likable people.
No,
you
they're
know,
not. They're just like, get the fuck out of my face. Like,
Yeah.
I know what the job is.
Yeah,
Thank
they-
you for telling me my job. And like, but yeah,
No,
absolutely.
exactly.
Thanks.
And that's in my opinion, like you need really, it's being a project manager. It's not necessarily only really knowing the skills. It's a personality thing.
Yeah.
You really need to be not necessarily be a people's person, but you really need to know how to like influence people, not using power to like be like, hey, I'm the project manager,
Yeah.
hence, and you're my employee, so you need to do this for me
Yeah,
at this
exactly.
time. Like you have to be realistic.
Yeah.
Like me, you, we're both human beings, right?
Yeah.
We are only capable of human things. We're not robots. Like
Not all
like,
of us.
I mean, well, like we can push ourselves.
Not all of us are full human beings. Some of us are like 3/4.
Yeah.
Right? Or like half. Like, let's
No, I
be
hear you.
realistic here.
Yeah, no.
There's some people I've dealt with. I'm like, how are you even living?
No,
Like,
no.
I don't even get it.
No,
I bet you can't even wipe your ass. Like,
I
what's
get
going on?
that, but the thing is, once again, everyone's different. Like
Yeah.
you like as a project manager, it's something that I had to kind of learn to adapt to and understand that it's like I can't take the same expectations I have for you
Yeah.
and apply to the next person.
Yeah.
Because they, well, nurture and nature, like they basically are brought up differently. They have different expectations of
Yeah.
life. They have it's so different, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyways, what I was trying to get to is the most embarrassing part during that whole interview for me was kind of going in there, being overwhelmed, just feel like having to deal with the emotions, and then all of a sudden, right, I got tossed a math question.
Okay, what was it?
It was 38 times 25,
Okay, 950.
950, right?
Yeah, okay.
Typically, that would have taken me like maybe 30 seconds to a minute to figure it out. I
Okay.
don't do math like regularly in
Well,
my mind.
I'm a Kumon North American Honor Roll student.
Okay.
I just want everyone to
Calm
know
down.
that.
Hey.
See how fast it took me to do that
Yeah,
question?
calm down.
Okay, just
Every-
had to
everything-
throw that
hey.
out there.
Just calm down. We don't need
Come on.
to be on your high horse.
Anti-Vivian?
Okay.
Homie.
All right.
To life.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So, anyways, it took you what, like 5 seconds to figure that out?
pretty much, yeah. 190 plus whatever.
Yeah.
76.
It took me
And
took
then
me
add
5
the zero.
minutes.
Oh, you're a fucking idiot.
Took me 5 minutes, and my only defense in that time was what looking back to is that I had the answer right 3 times.
But how did it take you five? Like, did they give you a piece of paper or you're
No,
just doing
they
it in your
said,
head?
They said no paper,
Okay.
no pens,
Yeah.
no nothing, mental math. Figure it out.
That's,
Either you-
but you know what the thing is though? That's very technical, right? In that field. Like, here's a math question. We're a technical company though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, there's 2 ways to think about that, right? And for people who are listening, and even like for you, it's that like a lot of times, like I myself will throw like random questions like these, like that, or people will throw random questions like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not necessarily testing you for your technical skills. It's really testing you for your tenacity.
I
Right?
guess, but
it's like okay, you can't figure out this problem. Are you gonna give up, or are you gonna keep trying until you figure it out?
yeah, I guess I never thought about it that way. I'm just like, okay, that's the question here. Here's the answer.
Yeah, but
But
that's what I'm saying is that like you being an like what I've seen is like you being an interviewee or an interviewer.
Yeah.
A lot of times you have to come up with creative ways to get certain traits out of people because
Yeah.
you can't just hire them for like a week and be like, let's see how you work out. Because realistically,
It's just a waste of time because someone else's opportunity is now gone.
exactly,
Yeah.
and also it's within a week. How much do you think that person is going to be able to grasp or no, right? So you need
It depends on the person. There's some people that I know, like in a week, they're like, I'm like, oh wow, you made a huge difference here.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, join the crew. But other people, it's just like,
No. I know what you mean, but
Yeah.
like so anyways, the way that I viewed it afterwards, like I felt like a complete idiot,
Yeah.
you know, taking 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my god.
Did they give you like a final answer at the end?
Sorry.
Did
No. I answered it.
Oh, okay.
On the
No, I
phone-
meant like at the end of the interview, you're like, okay, I did the question, I did your scenarios. Did they give you like an ultimatum, like, oh, you got it or you didn't get it?
No. I'm supposed to hear back like in the next like week or 2 or something like that. But anyways, that math question took me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I felt like an idiot for taking 5 minutes. But then when I kind of took time to reflect, it's just I think what they were trying to search for, and I could be wrong. Once again, this is my view of it. This is my opinion. Is that like they are just searching for someone problem solving skills and their kind of mental tenacity and how like how much they're willing to kind of work for or put in to solve a question
Yeah.
that they might struggle with, right?
Well, Well, personally, I think you're mentally unstable, but it seems like you can. But it seems like
Thank
you're
you
good for the job.
Thank you for calling me out.
Yeah, I just want
Thank
to
you
throw
for
that
calling me
out.
out.
But hey, you got 2 weeks.
I got
So
2
like,
weeks, yeah.
I'm like, hopefully this episode doesn't get aired in 2 weeks, and like you did get the job, and we just shit on them for the last like maybe like I don't know like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But like, hey, you know, hats off to you, right? At least you tried to get into the tech field.
Yeah.
Like,
No, and I'm still gonna try. Like it's one of those it's one of those industries that I feel like I think I just need to get my foot in the door. And
who's gonna give you a shot?
Yeah, it's who's gonna give me the shot, and I'm gonna take off the moment I get in.
But like me personally, I've tried. Like right now, I'm in logistics, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I used to be really good at sales. Like one of my first jobs was sales, and I'm like, even my hustles are sales, right? I'm like, okay, let me get into sales. So I went to this dealership. I'll call them out too because I fucking hate them. Marine, fucking Chrysler, fucking garbage as shit of a company, right? Anyone.
Where is that?
Like worse, Marine Chrysler. It's on Marine.
Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
So whatever, I go over there. I applied. I'm like, you know what? I've been at logistics for so long. I'm gonna try giving it a shot at sales, right? I know I'm good at it. I can easily do it. I'm a people person. I got this. Like, it's not the fact of just selling. It's the fact of making someone's wants into needs.
Yeah, it's really truly understanding.
Like, dude, like I can fucking slobber that up all day long, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so whatever. I go into the interview, go in. I'm all dressed up, whatever, and I'm just like, he's like, oh yeah, I see you did logistics, and then before you were in sales. I'm like, yeah, I was the top in like I was selling at services. I could sell like a motherfucker, right? I was at the best, and then he's
so you're like a psychological manipulator.
100%. Like I'm a psychopath, to be honest. Okay. But like going back to it, I was just like, yeah. So he asked me, he's like, how many cars you sell last year? I'm like, oh, I sold 32. He's like, well, you know, after 8, it's legal. I'm like, yeah. So you're gonna call the cops on me? Like I'm like, because he's giving off big dick energy, so I'm gonna give it back to him, right? And then he's like, where are you from?
Why is it illegal?
You have to just
oh, okay,
let's not
okay, gotcha.
I don't know if I incriminated myself.
yeah.
It's been 3-4 years. Who cares? Yeah. So then the guy's like, where are you from? I'm like, kind of a weird question. I'm like, I'm from Turkey, right? Originally, but a Canadian citizen. He's like, oh, I'm Kurdish. And then here's the thing, right? So
isn't there like beef between
hold on,
like Turkish people and
Kurdish? But I don't care about beef.
Okay,
I don't care,
it,
right? Like I have my friends are I have some Kurdish friends. I could care less. But just always fuck with people. I'm just like, oh, where's that on a map? Because I didn't know there was a country called something.
Kurdistan?
Yeah, anyways, but whatever. There isn't. But back to the moral of the story. Whatever. End of the day, it's real quick, 30 seconds. He asked me a couple more questions. When can you quit and start? I'm like, I'll start Monday. It's already Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, sounds like a plan. Whatever. I can work logistics later on the day, whatever. I go do my sales position. This, like, I know I can sell, right? I know I could do my thing. I know everything on the lot. I'm set. Right. My very first day, you go in there, they're like, we want you to... I listened to this fucking audio file of some guy telling me how to sell.
Wow.
I'm like,
wow.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
Wow.
For the whole week. Then on...
Were you paid though?
Yeah, I was paid, but it's a joke, right? I'm like, put me out on the floor. Like, I'm like, I know what I'm here for. I know what to do. It's Monday. I'm like, they're like, oh, you don't have to go in the back. You can sit at the front now. You can do these calls, right? The people around me, everyone there is new. The manager's new. Everyone around, like everyone's new. The owner of that place has a dog. She just freelances around.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is such a disorganized place. I'm like, dude, I made a step into a different like career path, and it's just a shit show. I'm like, what am I getting myself into? But I'm like, I'm gonna make the best of my opportunity because I know my worth and I know what I can do, right? So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. You got this, right? This white boy, he's from Alberta. Freshly moved to Vancouver, right?
Okay.
He's trying to sell these Desi guys a brand new truck. These guys don't want to buy it because there's no CD player. All new trucks, like pretty much all nowadays, don't have CD player. But he still needs to play his old school Bhangra music, right? Okay. So fucking, he has on his CDs, but he can't play it. I can see him having a difficult time. I'm outside vaping. So I walk over. I'm like, oh, Hanji, how's it going? Like, whatever, right? So cigar. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, bro, there's this cool thing. I'm like, the CDs are all on your phone now. He's like, no, it's not. I go on my phone. I go to Spotify. I go into like a regular, like a jot, hardcore jot playing fucking thing, playlist. He's like, oh, fuck, you listen to this? I'm like, yeah, I guess, right? I have no clue what he's saying, but yeah. And then he was hyped, right? Literally, he wasn't going to buy the truck because of the CD player, right? Yeah. I fucking do it.
Were these like older guys?
Like maybe like 40s,
okay.
Maybe, right? Not that old.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just the fact you have to feed someone's want, right? And make it a need. Be like, you don't want a CD player. What you need is music.
Yeah.
Your music.
Yeah.
I just gave it to you, right?
Yeah,
I just... Sold truck. He's like, bro, thank you so much. I'm like, nothing. You're an idiot, right? You're still new, right? In my head, I'm like, yeah, bro, no problem.
No, I got you.
I'm like, fuck. And then I'm going, like, the week's going. I'm trying to call customers in. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to get people in. I'm trying to do my tasks. Like, but it's ridiculous. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I gave my shot. I tried doing my thing. I literally told them, I'm like, I told them my car got keyed, but then I had a car that was already keyed. So I just took a photo of that. I'm like, yo, I can't come in. And then I just never went back. Like, it was just like, I'm glad you're making like that jump into that new industry. That's dope. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I may do it again. Like, I really hope that like I can learn off of you for the fact that you're like, I guess if you can get your foot in the door, I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe one day I'll go into sales again.
Yeah.
Maybe that position just wasn't meant for me, but
Yeah. And the thing is, so, you know, like based on like your experience with like kind of changing industries and having a pretty shitty experience with it, and my kind of current attempt of making that industry change, I think the one key thing to note is that like we're both still young.
yeah.
Like there's no harm in taking that stab and making that change, right?
No, but when I see people looking at us like as an employer, they see someone, we come from a different generation, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what, these kids are lazy. They expect. I'm like, no. Like me and you both want to work hard, right?
Yeah.
Like we will both work hard. I'll give you 110%. I take pride in whatever. Like, dude, I'll sell anything to anyone, right? I'll take pride in what I do. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm not getting paid. As long as I am 100% to that role and 100% to what I'm doing, I'm down. But people like I feel like that's the problem with interviews. It's like, I can't show you my heart. I'm like, if I could take it out, be like, oh, here you go. Right? It pumps really good.
It's red.
If you give me a blue pill, it'll pump even harder. But I'm like, I got you, bro. I know what I'm not going to apply for no reason. I'm like, I got you.
But here's the thing too, right? Like, so with what you said, like my tips to myself and hopefully to whoever is listening is that when it comes to like going to an interview is that the biggest thing is, you know, like how you said, take out your heart.
Yeah.
It's so easy, like when you want to do that, when you have the intention to do that, or that need to do that, like you get overwhelmed with like feelings because of your emotions.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you need to like defend your emotions, defend yourself, your self-image, and like you said, we both know we work hard, but it's hard for the employer to see it.
Yeah, which
right?
is ridiculous sometimes.
So
I swear.
at the end of the day, like I think for me, my biggest reflection from that last interview, and I hope that you could do this for your other interviews, or when you do make that change in industry again, is that go in there, answer the questions to the best of your abilities, showcase your abilities in your best words, at whatever way you can word it, and if there is a failure for them to see who your character is through what you said, right? Then there's nothing really else you can do because everyone has trust issues. Right, that's the biggest thing.
God, I'm like, dude, how many times your girl cheated on you, bro? Like, trust me.
No, it's
trust me.
No,
like, fuck.
And the thing is, I think now more than ever, because of COVID too, is that they know that, like, I mean, first of all, like new grads, like we really don't know anything. Like, not necessarily we don't know anything, but we're still in the process of learning and figuring out what we want to do, what we like to do, what our strengths and what our weaknesses are. Yeah. So really, how else are you supposed to do that as a new grad if you don't get a chance to work in a certain field that you want to work in?
Well, that's not even the problem with us. The problem is we have the experience.
Yeah, well,
they see it.
We're different,
right? Like, dude, if you have the experience, you work hard and everything, and I'm just like, what else? Like, but whatever. At the end of the day, we will get our shot. Yeah, it's just the fact then when we do it, we'll prove it to you. And then
exactly.
See where it goes. And then you guys will live learn about all of our fucking issues pretty much.
But I think that wraps it up for today.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed this. We will talk to you very soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Peace.
30